I love a surprise entrance. Just building the drama, weren't we, for today's amazing. I'm not Jan Brown. I mean, you know, Jan, you'll see Jan in a moment. I'm Joe Remblance. I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever you're up to. You are in the right place at the right time, I can tell you, because this is a fantastic launch day. We are launching some incredible new 3D embossing folders with stencils. They were in the wake-up call earlier. You've absolutely loved them. I'm not. I wonder who I could be with today. I wonder. The headmistress of Crafters TV. She's back in the building. Jan Brown's here, everyone. How are you, Jan?
Well, it's all changed, Joe, since I was here last week. I've just been having a nosy round and I've been told that everyone's having a rummage in your sack. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a turn later.
If you're lucky.
Our list has changed as well. So Sarah's nice list. My name's not on here, Joe.
No, you're not eligible, I'm afraid.
Am I not? Oh, can I not join it? So what's all this about then?
You're an elf, so you can't be on the list.
I'm an elf, am I? Right, yeah. Okay.
So the Sarah's nice list, all people need to do, Jan, is comment away in our shows, and one of you lucky lot out there will potentially get your name up on the nice list. It also means that I'll have a rummage in my stocking later. You might pull out a bauble, I might pull out a cracker, you never know, but what I definitely will be pulling out for you is £75 or dollars worth of incredible crafty prizes. All you got to do is comment away in our show to get involved. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. She is, if there was a list for elves, you'd definitely be on the good elf list.
Would
Jan, I reckon,
oh,
yeah.
I don't know whether I want to be a good one. I might want to be a naughty one, Joe.
We'll see in 2 hours where you end up.
The naughty list might be better, I don't know.
Brand new launch today, Jan. So exciting. Lots of stuff on the show, but aren't these gorgeous?
Well, we've done a couple of stamp launches, so today we thought we'd bring you some stencils and 3D folders. And I love the 3D embossing folders. You get such a rich emboss on those designs, and then we've got stencils that overlay to actually add all that beautiful detail. So it wouldn't be Christmas without a poinsettia in the range. So I'm going to go through all these, hopefully demo as many of them as I can during the show for you. But just to give you an idea there with that beautiful embossed detail on there. And then we have got a set of baubles there, all coloured differently on that particular one, but again all the areas that are coloured are all the raised embossing. And then we've got the bells. All right, so this one's done as an easel card, so those gorgeous bells, which I think our Craig gave you a sneak preview of this morning. Okay, snowflakes, again, we've certainly not got snowflakes here at the moment, they would melt, but we're in the middle of a little mini heat wave in the UK and we don't cope very well, I must admit. But snowflakes we've got on the rooftops. I love this one, absolutely love. We've got Santa going across there with the moon, and then finally we've got that beautiful sort of heartwarming candle there. So 6 different brand new designs for you today, and each one's got an embossing folder and 2 stencils in it. So Joe's going to go through those in a bit more detail, I think, aren't you, Joe?
I am indeed, yeah. And the great thing is, Jan, I'm guessing we can use the embossing folders on their own, we can use the stencils on their own as well, and then use the whole together. Chef kiss, you get something absolutely incredible. Let me take you through them. Now, they're all available individually for you, but I'm going to tell you something really special at the end. Let's start off with the individuals then. Let's start off with Snowflake Medley, which is your first one. All of these gorgeous snowflakes within here, and I love that you've got the smaller snowflakes in the background. The more you look at it, the more you see you've got little things like mini love hearts in here too. They really are quite stunning. The next one then you've got are the baubles. These are actually called delicate decorations. A really nice variation of shapes and sizes when it comes to the baubles, and then the stencils to go with it. This one here is your over the rooftops, that wonderful Santa, the reindeers, the sleigh flying over that wonderful city scene. Your favourite one individually, actually, that one. The next one we've got for you is the bells. I can almost hear them, Jan. They look so lifelike. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are, of course, your jingle bells. The next one we have here for you is the festive candle. Really, really beautiful again. And then finally, last but by no means least, you've got the precious poinsettias, which are these ones just here. Now, all together, individually, they are $9.99 if you want to get them like that, or $12.95. You can get any 2 of these for £17 or $23 if you wish to get them that way. But the best way to get the best value and get over 20% off, of course, is to get them all together. Now, If you are stateside, it is particularly great for you to get this particular collection. You will get half price shipping if you're in the US. So if you want half price shipping, this item needs to be in your basket. Platinum members, £36 and $48, which is off the chart value considering this is a brand new launch. What I would say, if you've got this in your basket, US customers, and a couple of other bits, but you're not quite at the shipping threshold, you still get half price shipping as long as this is in your basket. So definitely worth bearing in mind. I know Jan's got lots planned with these. If you've got any questions about how you're going to use them, plate combiner, any of that kind of stuff, get it into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube, and of course, it will qualify you for an entry into the competition to get on Sarah's nice list and to get pulled out a bauble or a cracker. But Jan, I know you've got loads planned with these, haven't you? I
have. What I want to try and do is get through all 6 designs during the show. I can't
awesome.
Promise, but that's what we're aiming for, so that we can show you each single design and then some inspiration of what to do with it. So I'm going to start out with those poinsettias, and we're going to start fairly basic, just literally embossing and inking before we add anything else to it. So in your kit then, when you order these, you're going to get that 3D embossing folder, and you're also going to get 2 stencils with it as well. So folder as what we're used to, 5 by 7 inch, typical 3D folder. So again, I'll just remind you of that plate combination when we put this through the Gemini. And then you can see mine have already been used. Yours will come without the bits of stencil tape on. I've just been having a play with these. So you get one that's got part of the detail on, which lines up with that embossing folder. And then you get a second one with a bit more intricate detail. Nice. So in this case, you've got the leaves of the poinsettia and the pine cone. And then on the second one, you've got those lovely veins that we're going to put into the leaves with all the extra little pieces there to go with it. So let me show you what I mean then. So we've got, I made sure that we've got lots of stamping card on the show for you today, and I think we've got a great bundle on this. And the majority of what I've used is starting with stamping cards. So I've cut mine down, and I tend to go a little bit smaller than the embossing folder. So bearing in mind this is 5 by 7, I normally cut my cardstock to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, just so that it fits in there nicely, just my preference. And what I'm going to do is double check. If you are new to our 3D folders, you're going to find that one side of your folder is raised and the other side is almost like recessed. So the idea is that when your cardstock goes in here, the pressure from the machine is going to push that design up through the card and into that recessed part on the other side. And that's literally what I'm going to do for this one, just to start off. So I'm going to place it inside, center it in that folder, close it up. Now for our Geminis, because this is a thicker folder, I need to change my plate combination, and that is really important. If you try and put this through with your 2 clear plates, hopefully the machine is going to spit it back out and say no thank you. Don't wrestle with it. If you feel some kind of resist when you're putting it in the machine, it's not right. So what I want you to use, if you've not used a 3D folder before, is one of your clear cutting plates, your magnetic shim, just to build up the right depth, and then I put my folder with the cardstock in, and then we're going to use your plastic shim as the top cover, so no second cutting plate. Awesome. There. And because the folder's thicker, we have to reduce the depth of there. So I'm just going to pass that through the Gemini. That's going to do the job for me. And then for this first one, I've just stayed with our Harmony ink range, and we're going to use a variety of different products throughout the show. But I just wanted to start off with inks because I know a lot of you guys have got these at home. We've had some good bundles on, but just look at that detail on there. If I take this out of the folder, you can see there we've got that beautiful emboss.
So much detail.
And if I flick it as well, you've got the deboss side there.
I actually think the deboss can be equally as beautiful
just
sometimes.
Just as nice, yep. So we've got the little pine cone at the top. I'm going to make sure that design's the right way up. And then I've chosen, I've got my opaque pigment inks. You know that they're my sort of favourite ones to go to. These are the ones that stay out on my desk all the time. And I've chosen Chinese red and a little bit of Bordeaux to colour the poinsettias in. And then we're going to do smoked emerald to put the veins into the leaves. And then around the edge, I'm just going to use a little bit of the grasshopper. So all opaque inks, it would work with your water reactive inks just the same. The quick dries, you may be able to go, but obviously they dry a bit faster. So what I want you to do next is take the stencils, and we're going to use the one that's got the most open space first. So literally pop this over the top, and you'll see just as if by magic that this lays over the top of that raised area that's been embossed there. So where the leaves have been embossed up through the design, the stencil's going to cover it over. Now I do like to actually tape mine in place just so that when I'm working on it, it's not going to move about. So a little bit of that low tack tape, and we can pop this, just pop that on the back first, and then again get this lined up at the ready. So I'm just going to hover over it. And it's worth just spending some time at the beginning making sure that that's all lined up nicely. Yep, and then I'm going to attach it to that piece. So I've made myself like a little hinge where I can have a peek. And then we're going to take the red, okay? Now I just need a little bit more masking tape because we've got, if I show you the picture again, we've got that lovely candy cane in here. Now I don't want to catch the areas that I want to stay white. So I've just got a reel of straightforward masking tape that you can buy in, I usually get mine from the hardware stores, to be honest. And again, I'm literally going to cover this so that those pieces that I want to stay white are actually covered with the tape.
And it's great that you've got the option to do this, Jan, isn't it? To really play around with the colour combos.
And that way I'm not going to get any red in there that I don't want. So these three parts are going to be red, and then I've got a couple of white layers in the bottom there. So I'm telling you fibs. I'm telling you fibs. Let me just take that off again. I'm telling you fibs. Honestly. Just ignore that bit because I'm getting carried away now. I've got stencil tape over the berries.
Right.
Because I don't want to get the red on the green for the berries. But this part is all the red of the candy cane. And then on the second one, you've got the white elements. Okay, so that's where that's coming from.
You're just too well prepped, Jan.
Honestly, yeah, I get carried away. I get that excited about doing it that I get carried away. What I do need is a little bit over that pine cone just to get started. There. Right, so we're going to take, whether it's your round applicator or the rectangular one, I just grab this one first. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. I'm going to take some of that ink and load it up onto my applicator there so that you've got a nice amount of ink. And just by habit, I always sort of test it on my mat just to make sure I've not got a huge blob of ink, and you can always go back to that. And then just gently be mindful that these pieces are quite delicate, where the if I just lift this up for our Adam to have a look at. All right, he's coming in.
He's on his way.
He's on his way, look. These little tiny bits where the veins are going to be on the leaves are quite loose, you can see there.
Right.
So you don't want to go mad with your ink applicator and damage these. Obviously we need these to stay in place. So just be mindful of that when you start using your ink. So I tend to go in the direction of those lines. So you can see how I'm dragging the ink out from the centre, and I'm going the same way as the leaves. I don't want to bring it back this way and risk lifting those up.
Okie doke.
Okay, so again, just pop that down. Now there's different ways of using your stencils. I've not actually put anything on mine, but our Georgina's on the ball. She's just said in my ear, she said, would stick and spray work on here? And it would. If you prefer to actually have your stencils anchored, and that would definitely help with those little leaf parts, those little veins, you can actually spray the back of your stencils with some stick and spray, which is our repositionable spray, and then stick it down. And what I tend to do with that is just gently go over with my brayer, not too hard because you don't want to press the embossing back in, and that way it's going to stick down. You've not got to worry too much.
Do you know what we haven't had for a long time, Jan? And what has just made me think about it is the fact that Panda Crafts is crafting in the garden this afternoon.
Oh, lovely.
Just sitting in the sun and watching the show. Do you know what we haven't had any for ages? We haven't had any Telfees.
Any Telfies?
We haven't had any Telfies in a long time. Should we make it a Telfie Thursday?
Oh, I think so. Why
I think
not?
we should. Yeah.
Why not?
Get a selfie of you watching us and send it in to us.
Yeah.
studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. And then once you've done it, message me on Facebook or YouTube and let me know you've sent it in, because that way that'll be an entry to get you into competition to get on Sarah's Nice List as well.
What a brilliant idea, Joe.
Excellent. Right, I look forward to seeing lots of happy smiling faces over the next hour and 45 minutes, Shan.
Yeah. And then what I'm going to do next is take the Bordeaux, which is our darkest one in that red range. And just from the centre of the flowers there, I'm just going to take a little bit of that darker shade just to add a bit of depth in the centre. Again, purely optional. If you want to stay with one colour, it's absolutely fine. But just think where those leaves are overlapped, you're going to get a little bit of shadow in there. And then again, on the bottom one, just from the centre out, and again, turn your artwork round. Don't try and get into awkward angles. Just turn it round to work with you. Okay, and then where the cane is, I'm just going to do a little bit from that inside just to give it, again, a bit of shaping. Okay, so that's that first layer, and included in that layer was our little pine cone. So
Debbie was talking a lot about your cloth last night.
Who was?
Your rag, as she calls it.
My rag, my dirty
Debbie.
rag.
Yeah,
was
Debbie. She was like, Jan and her dirty rag, she was saying last night.
Is she jealous of my dirty rag?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know, I use it all the time. You should see the one I've got at home. This one's quite clean compared to the one I've got at home, yeah?
Oh, we did chuckle last night. You know what our Debs is like for a turn of phrase.
I don't know what she's like. So again, just continuing with the colours, I've taken a little bit of our Sandstorm, still the opaque pigments. I'm just going to take a bit of that red off there so that I don't contaminate too much.
So could you push the red off the stencil and into the aperture if you're not careful?
You could, yes, yep. But I just want to add a little bit of that ink into there as well, just to give some definition on the pine cone.
Beverly
so
says,
number one.
Beverly says, love when Jan is on. She teaches us so many different techniques for newbies or advanced crafters alike. Carrie says, I'm so excited. I have some embossing folders. I had no idea how to use them. I'll definitely be taking notes. And finally, Sarissa says, I like those 3D folders. I don't think I can choose. Need them all. The stencils make them so much more easy and effective for new crafters. And it's great that we've added stencils in with this. Wowzers, Jan.
But honestly, it comes to life, doesn't it? Make that embossing pop.
Really
so what
does.
I'm going to do is just take this off gently, and then I've got a piece of scrap here, and just for cleaning purposes, because all our inks are water based, I've just got a wet baby wipe here. And again, if you take that sparing, just bearing in mind, keep that that orientation in mind, but just push it back through the stencil, and you'll find that you get sort of like a freebie. You're going to get a 2 for the price of 1. Nice. It's a way of cleaning, and it's a way of getting rid of the ink, which will just wipe off your stencils. If you're not bothered about doing this, you know, you can just run them under the tap, little bit of soapy water when you've finished. If you've got a bowl at the side of you where you're working, you can just pop them in there until you're ready. But doing it this way, you're going to get sort of extra designs, and I quite like that sort of watercoloured effect with it. Cut it down and you can use those as well, but I'll clean all mine up when I've finished. So I'm going to get rid of the red, and I'm going to bring the green in next. So we're going to flip to the second one of the stencils this time, and you can see now where these veins are going to line up over the gaps here.
Perfect.
So again, when I put this one down, I can just have a look through the stencil, and I'm looking for those areas that are white, and I can just see through there that we're getting that lined up nicely. And again, press it down on that piece of tape that we had, and I've actually covered up, this is the one that I'd covered up the rest of the candy cane, because I want those other pieces to stay white.
Awesome.
Excuse me. So I've gone right down to the dark one this time. So we've got smoked emerald, and again, I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my ink blender tool, and then I'm going to push this, through those veins.
Jan's giddy today, I tell you.
It's because it's warm, everything's slippy. It's like it slipped out of my hand then.
They said it's fine. No projects were harmed. Don't worry. Shelley says these stencils and embossing folders can't get to my house fast enough. Patty's letting me know she's ordered the snowflakes and the rooftops as well. And Lisa logged off and logged back on, and now she's a silver member.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Fantastic. You know, I love it when that happens.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, I'm not too worried about the berries. If you want to leave the berries at the centre of the flower, just pop a little bit of masking tape over that one as well. But I'm actually going to go over the top of those in a second with one of my pens. So we're just going to push that ink. I'm sort of using the corner of the applicator there just to pop it and push it into those little spaces, and you'll see what I mean with the effect of this. Okay, so just make sure we've got all those areas, and then for the top of that I'm going to change to a slightly darker brown. I've got Friar Brown this time, and this is sort of the other part of the pine cone. So again, if we pop this through, this is going to add some colour there along with that first one that we did. So it's a little bit like magic, you know, you sort of play around doing all this and think, well, what's actually going to happen when I take it all away? Now the berries I'm going to leave because I'm going to do something different with those. But when we take this back now, can you see how that's added that colour? So I'm going to take that one away and leave that one for cleaning.
Oh, you know what let me try that again, Jan. You know what, no, let me try it again. You know what might be nice on those berries? A little bit of glossy highlights.
Oh, it would,
nice.
Yes. But before that, Joe, I'm actually going to use one of my metallic markers. Now, I know we had these on the show when I was here, I think it was last week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top. First of all, the plain ones. Now, you can actually use the stencil for this. Okay. But with this being raised embossing, it's quite easy to pick up with your pens. Yeah, just literally over the top. Okay, now we've got metallic inks on the show, and again you could do the same with a brush with the metallic inks, and the colour range in the metallic inks match the pens, but this was just easier for me to apply it on there. And then I'm also just going to catch over those centre ones there and bring those back to gold instead of the green there. So again, just turn it round so I can get to it from the edge. Okay.
We do have some metallic pencils on cartload later as well. Oh, and some sparkle pens. There's an absolutely stonking 3-hour cartload coming up tonight, Jan, with myself and Leanne. So that's very exciting. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast. Make sure you join myself and Leanne for that. Very busy for that already.
And then I'm just using some of that grasshopper just to finish off. We just take that piece of tape from underneath now because we've done with that piece. Just round the edge there, just to finish it off and actually bring out some of that lovely highlight in that scroll work, which is all in the background of it. It's just beautiful.
Really, really stunning. Deborah says, I just love when Jan does classes. She explains everything in plain and simple text as if I have never done the process, and her demeanour is so calm and reassuring. She is the best, it says in capitals.
Oh, thank you.
Amanda Daly says, good afternoon, Jan and Joe. Ready for another fantastic demonstration from Jan. Kathy C says the stencils of the embossing folders are awesome. It gives so much dimension. I know we did a floral, didn't we, collection of these,
yes.
Like an everyday collection. They were so incredibly popular. There's no way we couldn't have done a festive edition of them, and you guys are loving them so far. Very, very busy out there at the moment on the website. Most of you, in fact, going for the full collection, which is excellent. So make sure you grab them.
And again there, I've just got one of my, this one's actually green citrine from one of the sets of pens, and just highlighting those little leaves there and the stems, and it's really easy to just pick it up because it's embossed. And again, this is on the stencil, you know, so you can use as much of the stencil as you wish. If you want to start adding other mediums, go for it. I'm going to try and incorporate some different mediums as we go through the show there, but just to highlight those few leaves there, and you can see where it's all coming to life now. And then I've got one finished that I added a little bit of glitter on as well, which I wanted to do ahead of time so that it would dry. So I'll just finish this one off and then show you where I got to with the end sort of, but you can see how that's coming together there.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Just
and
that
actually
last
it looks
set.
fairly simple to do what you're doing here, Jan.
Honestly,
you're following the raised edges.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to stay on that raised edge. It's not difficult to just sort of keep your pen on that raised edge there. So you can see where we've got to there with that design, and I just think that's one of those designs where people will be like, how on earth has that been done? Because obviously you've got all those different colours in place. How have you managed that, you know, without painstakingly colouring in each one? So I did exactly that at home. We've got pretty much the same thing going on there at home. It's a little bit darker green around the edge there. All right, and then I did add a little bit of glitter. It's just sort of shimmering slightly. I don't know if I can pick it up on the camera there, yeah? So just to make that, and again, I've kept it very basic for the first demo. I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. So I've just taken a piece of red to highlight that there. And I'm going to grab my tape pen. There we go. And pop these together. And then literally just mount this on a normal, what I call a normal card fold. Okay. Oh, now then. So double-sided tape I'm using for this one, but I think we've got both of them on the show, Joe, haven't we?
Yes, we do, in their 12 packs as well. Check those out on the website. You can get 12 of them there. That's the permanent one on the bottom of your screen, $35.91 or $53.91. There is the dotty one as well, $44.91 or $62.55. There you are. Margie saying, haven't stenciled cards, only walls or wooden packs. We'll definitely try this. It looks so fun. Judy says, I can't do it. I came in from weed whacking and my hair is up in a so-called ponytail, covered in bug spray, dressed to work outside. I'm watching as my battery pack is charging. I think that's a reluctance for a selfie there. That's fine. You know, it's on you. Monkey Head Bonkers has sent hers in. Betsy's letting me know she's sent her selfie in as well. Jan says the tip of cleaning your stamp is absolute genius. Christina's really tempted to go for these. Eleanor says, well, I love playing with stencils. I never did it before until I'd gotten the stencil subscription box a while ago. Then I had the pleasure to get the box with the embossing folders and stencils, and that was even more fun. I have never had so much fun. And I think that's what it's about, isn't it, crafting, Jan? It's about having fun. It's all good and well creating beautiful things, but you've got to enjoy it as well.
The thing I love about this, Joe, is it's like I've gone for quite traditional colours here with the poinsettias just to start off with, but I mean, imagine this done in contemporary colours, maybe with a turquoise flower or a pinker shade in the flower. You know, you don't have to stick to the same colours all the time. So I know that there was detail in the middle of the stencil there, but I wanted to add a bit of bling. It's not Jan's card without a bit of bling. And then I've actually just looked through my stash, and most of the sentiments that I've used today are from our new launch that we had with the
interlace?
No, the floral sprays.
Oh yes.
Were they not Christmas sprays that we launched, I think it was last week, and there's some fabulous sentiments there. So I didn't want to cover up a lot of the card with it. I'm just going to pop it down the bottom, I think, here. I don't want to cover up too much of that detail. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of tacky glue on the back, leave that one flat, and just add that so that you've got, you know, you may want to just pop your sentiment inside. If you were, if you got involved with our verse compendium, you know, you can use that on the inside. But just to pop that on there and keep it nice and simple to get started today. And we've got those lovely poinsettias there. And if I turn that round, we can have a look at that. And that one, I've kept the fold at the top, like a tent fold on that one. Okay.
Awesome. Great starting point, Jan. Shows you how you can really use these very quickly and very easily in the way they've been intended. Of course, Jan being Jan is going to take them into lots of different directions over the next hour and a half. Let me take you back through what you've got in here. They are available individually. They're also available on a 2 for £17 or $23. I'll give you the details as well as we go through. So you've got this one here, which is your snowflake medley. You've also got this one, which is your delicate decorations, those awesome baubles there. Remember, a 3D embossing folder and 2 stencils for every one of these designs. This one is your over the rooftops. You've then got your jingle bells, the festive candle. I think that is just so Christmas Eve, that one, for some reason. Really making me feel like Christmas Eve. And we could not have a Christmas collection without a poinsettia. You've got precious poinsettias in there as well. Now, the great thing is that you've got great saving when you go for these. So essentially you're getting 1.5 for free when you get them all together, which is brilliant, isn't it? But the other great thing as well is if you're stateside, half-price shipping too. So definitely makes sense, I think, to go for the whole collection, which is fantastic. So do grab them. Very busy already on those. They've been very busy since the wake-up call today and continue to be very busy now. Now, what I would definitely urge you to do, and I say this about all of our shows really, at the start of the show, pop yourself over to, I just fell off my mat, pop yourself over to the website, craftscompanion.co.uk.au, and have a click on that shop the show button, because you'll see absolutely everything then that's in the show. There's loads on this one, loads of mixed media products for you. I want to just quickly take a look at some of the gilding waxes that we've got. Starting with the silver one here, absolutely beautiful. You're going to see Jan using this a little later in the show. This one though, the silver, is limited stock. We also have for you this one here, which is the King Gold. As you can see, they've got a really beautiful colour to them. The next one here I've got for you, this one is the Antique Gold. It's a very warm, almost sort of bronzy gold that you've got there in that one. The next one here is your Empire Gold, which is almost a bit sort of Egyptian, I want to say. It reminds me of kind of the Egyptians. It's very yellowy indeed. And this one here, this one is your Renaissance. Oh, I feel like I'm sipping a Campari soda in Florence when I look at this one, Jan. Really beautiful. $8.99, $12.74 if you want to go for any of those. Lots of you still chatting away with us. Lots of you sending in your Telfies as well. We'll share some more of those. We'll share some of those with you very shortly. Who we got chatting away with here? Remember also, another person's going to be getting their name up on Sarah's nice list. So could it be you? It could be you. All you need to do is comment. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. Janine says, every time I watch Jan, I learn a new technique, which is why I always tune in and I love it. Christine saying, I love the way you're using so many techniques in one project. Deborah says, this card is absolutely gorgeous and I'm going to see what kind of job I can do in trying to recreate it. Gilmore saying, there is not one thing I do not want from all of these launches this week. I need serious help. This is not the place. I don't think you need any help at all. Sounds like you love it all enough as it is. And Rosalind rightly pointing out that those gilding waxes last absolutely ages. They do indeed. Lots of love for this brand new collection, Jan. I know you've been having to play with it for a few days and you've really enjoyed it, haven't you? I
have. It's sort of something a bit different. It's like I've always said that embossing folders are almost like the unsung heroes. We all have them in our stash, but I know I'm guilty of this as well. It's like you forget to use them, but these are almost like the sort of embossing stroke stencil version of our creator card dies. So you know, if you're not a die cutter, then this is a great way of creating a card and a design on the front of your card without actually having to think too hard about it. So we're going to go to the other end of the scale now. I'm going to jump a bit more advanced, because obviously I know we've got new people watching, we've got our current members watching, so I wanted to sort of encompass a bit of both. So this one's going to be a little bit more in depth.
Awesome.
And I'm going to use that over the rooftops on this one. So again, exactly the same format. Excuse me, you've got that 5x7 embossing folder there with that beautiful scene on it, and then you get the two stencils. If I just hold them over here, you can see that detail in there. So we've got the moon to fill in, and we've got the houses with the lights, and then you've actually got Santa coming across the sky there, and you've got all the snow as well. So again, I'm going to use different products on here. We're going to start out with the inks. We're going to add some other some multimedia products to them. So again, first thing we're going to do is think about the embossing, but before that I want to just use one of the stencils first, and I'm actually going to pop this one over the top here and just center it on my stencil.
So you're going to ink this first and then emboss it?
Yeah,
Jan?
just want to pop a little bit in there for the moon, just in the background, and I only want a little bit. If I just grab my blender, and again, there's no rhyme or reason, it just happens to be what I grab. This one I've got a circular blender. It's not for a particular purpose, it just ends up being what I grab. In general rule of thumb, I use the rectangular ones when I'm covering a larger area and the circular ones for smaller, but for the earlier demo I only had those two with the colours on. So again, I've just pretty much centered that by eye, and all I'm going to do here is that moon, and I'm not even going to open the ink yet. I just want some residue of what's on my blending tool here. Okay, so literally and I'd leave it mottled because it gives that impression, and I'm going to leave this as is. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. So what I also want to do is add some bluing to where the sky is. So this time I'm going to bring the ink onto my mat here. And you've seen me do this quite a few times now. It's one of my favourite sort of techniques, where just adding a little bit of water, that's all I've got in my spritzer here. And we have got our Spectrum Noir spritzers on the show as well, which are the little slim ones. This just carries a bit more water for my demos. And again, opaque ink mixed with the water, and it now means that round the edge of here I can pick up some of that darker colour to create the sky. Now I'm not too worried if it goes where the moon is. I can come back to that when I get the stencil back out, but again, round the edges there, just to create a little bit of detail in that sky. All right, and then I'm going to bring the blending tool back in as well. So again, you can see why I have my dirty rag going on, Joe. It just cleans up everything perfectly. So just to dry that bit off, just for a second. Okay, and then we can start with the embossing folder. Now, if your card's not 100% dry, it's not too much of a problem with the embossing folders. The cardstock does actually like being quite, if you emboss it while it's just slightly damp, you'll get a real nice deep emboss. So what I'm going to do now is pop this in, again, double check that you've got the raised side and the recessed side. Now, the actual wording, the Gemini wording, is on what I call the back of the folder.
Okey-doke.
So if you have that underneath, you've got your picture and your illustration the right way. So again, I'm just going to line this up now inside the folder where those details were. Where are we? Which would have worked great, Jan, if you'd have used it the right way around.
It would have worked great, Jan, if you'd have used it the right way around.
It would. Yeah, I've used my stencil the wrong way around. I've got the reindeers are running this way. Hey dear. Right, we'll sort that out. What I'll do is just put a little bit. Oh, that was a lot, not a little bit, Jan. Just fill some of those.
So what are you going to do here? You're just going to go back over it again, Jan?
I'll sort it out. There's always a way around.
Which is quite good when we see this happen, because people at home are going to do the same, aren't they?
Just to explain what I mean, I put my stencil on this way, and can you see you've got the edge of the sleigh here with the reindeers going across from right to left, and on the actual folder he's coming in from the left to the right. So again, it really wanted to be this way.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is lay that back over the top in the centre.
Have no fear, Jan Brown is here, it can be fixed.
And just, you know, it's a piece of cardstock at the end of the day. If it didn't work, I'm just going to turn it over and start again. But I think we can get away with that when it's all been inked in properly. So again, I'm going to pop this inside here now. And you'll see why I've only done half of the card when I get to the next piece. So again, just lining that up inside there, and then we need that same combination. So if you've just joined us on the show, just be mindful that it is a 3D folder. It's a much thicker folder than our normal, what we call a 2D embossing folder. So therefore, your Gemini system needs to be slightly less. So clear plate, magnetic shim, folder with your cardstock, and then the plastic shim. That's the way I like to do them. If you want a really crisp emboss, I've seen some people pop the metal shim in as well, but I find my Gemini at home, and this one that I'm using today, I'm getting a really nice emboss just using those three shims from the Gemini. If you're using a machine that's not a Gemini, you should have the instructions for 3D folders with it. So again, when we open this out, you can see here that we've got that lovely, it's hiding from us, look. There we go. We've got that beautiful detail going on there with and if I just tip it forward again.
Oh, you can
now
really
it looks
see
as
that.
if there's a little bit of residue ink in my folder because it's just picked up a bit of colour at the bottom, and I'm not too worried about that. And can we just make him out at the top there? You can just see Santa here going across with the reindeers.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just across the sky, and then we've got that moon area. Okay, so what I want to do now then is come back to those stencils, and I'm just going to make sure that I've got this in the right place now, because we're going to cover the edge of the sleigh and the reindeers now with this. Just make sure you've got it lined up with the rooftops and everything, and I can make sure now that I've got everything in the right place. And just
awesome.
Get all that ink in, and then I tend to sort of leave it a little bit lighter in the middle to give it some sort of illusion that it's not flat. Okay, now then for the next part I just want to clean the blue off there, and what I'm going to do is I want to, if I bring it back here and show you this one, I've sort of gone with this as inspiration because I want to create the black silhouette for the houses, and I'm actually going to 3D it as well because it just lent itself this to having the background, the first row of rooftops, and then there's a second row of rooftops. So immediately it was like I want to lift those on some foam. So in order to do that then I'm going to take some black card, and this is cut to the same size. I nearly always work on 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, which is just slightly smaller than the folder. I'm going to take a little bit of tape again and pop it on the back, ready to catch that stencil. And then I'm actually going to pop the colours through all the windows before I emboss it.
Okay.
So line this one up at the bottom.
Is this generally different to how you'd normally do it, Jan?
The reason I'm doing this is because when you emboss here, we've got the houses raised on the embossing and the windows are debossed.
Okay.
So on the reverse, you can see there that the windows are popping out, but the houses are in the background.
Okay.
So it was to get the ink through the stencil and into the recess.
Would have been difficult.
Doable,
yeah.
But I just thought I'm going to try it this way, so I'm going to use the stencil first. So I've got that in place, and I've actually gone with my Midas ink this time, which we've also got on the show for you, and I've used the platinum one, which is a really, really pale gold. And again, I change tools like there's no tomorrow, not for any particular reason other than what I end up grabbing. And again, just showing you that it works with all the different tools. These are little sponges that we sell by Spectrum Noir.
The blending eggs, as I call them.
Yes, the blending eggs. They are like a little egg. They're really cute.
Yeah.
Really, really cute. But it's great for pouncing through those stencils. So just pushing that ink through all those little windows, and it gives the illusion then when we emboss this piece that it's sort of nighttime and all the lights are on inside. Now you could do this with
the lights
a
are on. I wonder if
sticky
there's anyone
ink.
home, Jan.
Yeah, whether there's anybody home. If you did this with a sticky ink and then actually use some embossing powder on it, you'd get a different effect again. As I say, I have all these ideas and then not enough time to show them you all. So I'm just going to speed that up a bit because I've got this already done ready for you, so all the cutting out and everything was done. But just, you know, and this is a perfect example of how you can use the stencils as well if you don't want to emboss. You know, you could actually just use the stencils to create some detail.
Absolutely.
Without the embossing folders, and vice versa. If you just wanted to use the embossing folder, then again, when we lift this off, I just think that's really, really interesting. So pop that one to one side, and then I'm going to pop this one back into here. So I can see now through, let me just take my piece of tape away there. I can see through the embossing folder to line up those little windows now. So I'm looking through it to find the gold through there. And I'm just going to line everything up. And once I'm happy with that, we're going to pop it back in that sandwich and pass that back through my Gemini. Now you'd need to do this twice if you want to do the decoupage sort of technique that I'm going to show you. You'd need to do 2 sets of this. You don't necessarily always need to use a full piece of card. You can cut it off at the height that you want it. But again, when we take this one out, we've now actually got all those little windows embossed with the colour in the background there.
Really gorgeous, isn't it?
And then what I did with those, and I've done this ahead of time just for speed, is I've done it twice, and around where you can see, it's really hard to see on the black card. If I just do it on that way, can we see?
Can't quite see it there. Oh.
Has he got it? He's trying his best.
There
it's not easy, is it, on the black?
Not easy on the black.
But you can actually, looking at it, I can see that there's a definite outline round the rooftops here. And I've just used my little snips, all right, and just carefully cut around them. And this is what I mean when I've actually cut it out. You can see this piece has come from the card, okay, and I've taken that rooftop scene with the first one, and then I've literally done it a second time with that next set, because there's like 2 rows of houses.
Awesome.
Built it up on a little bit of foam, and I've got that ready to go on the bottom. So that's why I didn't worry too much about doing the bottom half of the houses there. Okay, and then on your second stencil you have got Santa and his reindeers. Now I wanted this to be quite dramatic, so I've gone with the black. So just somewhere in my kit here, oh my goodness, I've got that many ink pads on the go. There we go. Just grab the black one, and again I'm still working with the opaque ink. And what I want to do is line this up again over our Santa here. And again, I'm just looking where the raised areas are and laying the stencil over the top. And then again, with that black.
Awesome. Get great
coverage. So this is really nice sort of
from which range
silhouette.
Is this? Opaque pigment?
This is the opaque pigment again, yeah. They're my go-to ones, Joe. I nearly always use these. Unless I'm sort of doing stamping where I need it to dry, and then I'll use the quick dry ones. Okay, again, I'm not too worried that I've caught the snow, because I'm going to pick that up with something else. Okay, but when I lift this off now, you can see how we've got that silhouette in the background there. So when I bring this one back in, you can see how that scene is starting to build up. Okay, and then the last thing we've got in there is the snowdrops. And again, I've just taken my Midas silver. Now, I don't think the silver one's on the show today, but I know a lot of you guys have got this at home anyway. And just where those little snow bits were, I'm just going to go over the top.
You're going direct to the card.
Direct to the card, because it's raised, just gently, and you can actually pick out those little snow elements. And again, I'm not too worried about catching this, because we're going to cover it with the black. So again, just picking out those, if you've bought some of the Cosmic Shimmer metallic polish, that would do the job as well. There's so many different things you can bring into this. So again, I got this far at home. Let me just move all the mess out the way. I got this far at home. It's a little bit darker because I coloured all the card in the blue.
Nice.
You can see there's a bit more definition between the background and the moon here. But I've done the same with the black. I've highlighted the snowflakes, the little snowdrops with the silver. And then this one is going to fit on the bottom here. So I did actually put some tape at the ready on this one, and because I'm going on to ink, I've gone with that red line tape just to get a really nice stick. So we'll just take the liner off there, and then this should go together really quickly. I've just kept it nice and straightforward again. Detail on the card rather than the actual card style itself. So again, just to get that liner off there. Come away, there we go. Last little bits there to make sure this is all stuck down. I think I got a bit giddy with the tape there as well, Joe.
You
I don't like to leave anything uncovered.
No foam pads today then?
Well, there is some in here.
Oh, there is some in there.
There is a few
okay, brilliant.
sneaking in there, yeah. And then I'm just going to line this up with the embossing underneath and the edge of the card there, and give that a press down. So you can see now we've got that lovely scene that's got a little bit of depth going on to it with that sort of decoupage. And then I've chosen a piece of our ivory glitter card, which just brought out the platinum in that ink beautifully. So again, because I'm going on to glitter card, I've got my red line tape at the ready, and I'm also going to put a little bit of wet glue on here as well, so that wet glue soaks into the glitter and gives you a good sort of stick when everything's together. The last thing you want if you're making these as gifts for someone is for them to fall apart at the end, isn't it? So I'm just going to use a little bit of my wet glue as well, just over the back of it, and this will soak into that cardstock and hold everything in place. So again, I've cut my card down. My original card was 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and my matten layer is 5 by 7. So the finished design is going to be just a little bit bigger than 5 by 7. So last bit there, I've just cut a card blank out of some Centura pearl, and I've picked the white with a hint of gold, just because we've got that gold running through here. And then this one is just going to matten layer on the front there. And again, one little sentiment to go on there, which was from one of those sets again. And we're just going to go from our home to yours. And again, I don't want to cover too much of it up, but we'll pop that just down at the bottom there. And if I turn that one round, you can see we've got that lovely sort of 3D effect. But I just think they're stunning, the actual folders. The fact that all that's done with a folder and a stencil. Absolutely beautiful.
People saying card of the show for sure. Well, don't get ahead of yourself. There's a long way to go yet. You've got another hour and 10 minutes left yet. Let's not count our proverbial chickens just yet. Right, very, very busy. I think it's lovely, Jan, to see how you can use them in their basic form. Well, I say basic. There's nothing basic about them, but how you can use them as they were intended, or how you can then use them, really start to play around with them and customize them. Everyone, pretty much, most people going for the whole collection. Let me take you through them individually then. So you've got Snowflake Medley, which is that one there. You've also then got beautiful opulent ornaments, which is this one here. Delicate decorations. Nearly, see what I was doing there. This one is Over the Rooftops, which is beautiful. You've got Jingle Bells, Festive Candles, and the Precious Poinsettias. You're going to get all of them, which is amazing if you're going for the big collection. The other thing you're going to get is double points. You're also going to get, of course, if you are across the pond in the US, you're going to get half price shipping and handling, which is amazing. So make sure you go for it. Platinum pricing on this. Of course, everyone getting some sort of club inspired discount. £36 or $48. What I love about them is what you're getting in there is you're getting 6 embossing folders, and you're also getting 12 stencils in there as well. When you look at cost per element, you're looking at £2 an element for platinum members. It is off the chart value for money that you are looking at. If this is your launch day as well, your first chance to get your hands on them here on Crafters TV. It's really, really busy at the moment. I know a lot of you waiting for an opportunity to check out. I'll give you that in a moment, because you're not going to want to miss any of Jan's amazing demonstrations. Let me share with you the gilding polishes that we've got on the show. So this one just here, you can see, can you see how beautiful these are? That's your dark cherry. That one there is your Blossom. Now this is a bit pinker in the studio than it's coming out on air there. This one here, Red Bronze. Oh, yes please. And this one here is your beautiful Fern. $5.75 or $9.99. Just before we go into the stills of the other, let me share the other ones with you, and then I'll ask Jan. The next one we've got for you is the Copper Shine, which is this one just here. Really beautiful. You've got the applicator within the pot itself, which is lovely. Enchanted Gold is the next one, which is gorgeous. The other one is the Rich Red, or you can go for Gold Treasure as well, which is this one just here. Just a quick one, Jan. How do these differ from our Pebeo gilding waxes, these gilding polishes?
Oh, now then, the biggest difference, Joe, is the fact that the Cosmic Shimmer products are all water-based. So our gilding waxes, the Pebeo ones that we've had on the shows quite a while, are a proper wax. Right. So they're actually sort of like that oil solvent base, and they won't mix with water at all. If you've got this on your mat and you try and spray it with water, it literally just sort of settles on the top. The ones that we sell that are Cosmic Shimmer, so like these ones, are all water-based. So that means that you can start using them with other products, and that's what I like about anything water-based. You could use this to colour texture paste, you could add glitter to it and mix it in, you could water it down and use it as a paint. So there is quite a big difference between them though there, Joe. Give a similar effect when they're used, but two different, sort of one solvent based, one water based, so it opens yourself up to different ways of using them.
Awesome, hope that helps. Right, you ready for a selfie, Jan?
A selfie?
Oh,
yay!
Look at Karina. This is Monkey Head Bonkers. Karina in Maryland. She looks so happy to be watching us.
It's nice to see people's faces. We're used to seeing the names, aren't we? It's lovely to see people's faces. Hi, Karina.
Oh, hi there, Karina. Karen, the lovely Karen Ebling. She's watching away.
Hi, Karen.
Patricia Fairclough. She sent us one in as well. Oh, she got us on the big screen. Yeah. Lovely to see smiling, crafty faces. We've got more. We're going to do them shortly. It's not too late to send yours in as well. Snap a pitch selfie of yourself as opposed to what, I don't know. The name's in the title, selfie, isn't it? Snap a selfie in front of us in the TV or however you're watching, unless you're watching on your phone, then just a normal selfie will do, and send it into us, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Details here along the bottom of your screen. Right, it's so busy on the website at the moment, I think it's best that I give you an opportunity to check out your baskets before we get into more of Jan's fabulous demonstrations. I want to share with you all the details of Club Inspire, since we are in the midst of our Christmas Club Inspire event, but also US shipping as well. Take a look.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
I think we nearly broke the internet there, Jan. So many people checking out as well. It was like a mass stampede towards a checkout. Georgina's getting a quarter of these brand new embossing folders with the stencils has sold out and gone. This stock should last us weeks and weeks, definitely all the way over our festive crafting period. That's what I call it, because they're not designed to last us up to Christmas, but certainly over the time we sell Christmas products, which is kind of like into October, Jan, isn't it? From now sort of through till about the end of September is when you do your crafting. This is the launch day, the first time you've seen them here on Crafters TV, and a quarter of them has already gone. Loads of you with them still in your basket as well over on the website at the moment. Don't forget what you're getting. I'll just quickly whiz you back through them because I want you to again just see how amazing these are. You can, if you want to, just very quickly whiz these through your embossing folder, add a little bit of ink in there and create something incredible. The other thing, Jan, as well, the size of these, you don't really need anything else, do you? A little bit of a sentiment on there and they're going to be good to go.
Yeah. As I say, they're like the embossing version of a creator card, aren't they? Because it's done the work for you.
Absolutely.
Really nice to use.
There's those 6 different designs. Don't forget as well the half price US shipping. I don't know how long we're going to be able to hold the half price shipping on these in the US. So if you want to make sure you're getting that half price shipping, you're getting your hands on this brand new release, then I would definitely get your order in sooner rather than later. Right, 2 incredible demos so far, Jan. What are you going to treat us to next?
Right, I'm going to go different again and show you again that, like I said earlier, you don't have to use all the components. You've got them there to play with, but using them different ways. And we're going to jump from white stamping card to our matte black card this time. So this is just the 300 GSM matte black, and I've got those delicate decorations this time. So I'm actually going to omit the stencils this time and just use the embossing folder in the more traditional way. So again, popping that writing to the back to get it the right way round. We're literally going to pop this in and emboss. But before I do that, I'm going to change the colour of the card. So again, I'm going to bring in some of those extra products that we've got on the show. This is one of my favourites. It's a go-to one. So it's the metallic gilding polish, which we've got in lots of different colours. But this one's actually the enchanted gold. Now, when you look at it here in the tub, it looks like a really nice sort of pearly colour. Just watch what happens when it goes onto black card. If you haven't come across these before, it's literally an applicator and it's like a mousse all in one.
There's a mousse.
There's a mousse, yes.
This mousse.
So thumbs on the top here and just push and it releases your little applicator, which is a sponge. And then if you unscrew the jar, you've actually got your gilding polish, which, as I say, is like a moussey texture inside. And then it's just going to be simply a case of loading up, and I just drag it to the edge of the pot there and scrape it. So you only need a little bit on there, but just watch. Bearing in mind, you can see this looks cream. Are you ready?
Ooh.
And this is why it's called enchanted gold, because when it goes on here,
it does look it looks very cream, almost peachy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
in the container.
It's gorgeous to use. It really is. And this comes in loads of different colours. I've had these on the shows before, and I know a lot of you have actually sort of bought into this. And again, it was just showing you ways of using them. So we're actually going to change that cardstock from the black to this lovely gold colour, but it gets like almost like a tarnished effect because the black's underneath, and you get a really nice effect. So I'm literally just dragging it with that applicator across the card, and I don't even mind if there's a few little black speckles showing underneath. Okay. Yeah.
Would it give you full coverage if you built it up?
Yes,
Jan?
yes. If you wanted a solid coverage, what I would recommend is that you turn your card now and you go across the opposite way.
Look how shiny it's gone.
Yeah, but honestly, and this is dry practically now already.
It looks like it gets more shiny as it dries. That's incredible.
But there's shimmer on it, and then you'll get this with all of them. But I just love the fact that you've got that almost two-tone effect to it. Now again, like I say, if you wanted a more solid finish, exactly the same procedure. Where I came down the cardstock, I would now go across it the other way, and maybe 2 or 3 coats, but I wanted that lovely kind of tarnished effect there. So again, this just all clicks back together and it's all sealed. So that was the enchanted gold, and then we're now going to pop the, and again, because they're water based, you've got easy clean up, look, all gone. And we're now, it's completely dry now. You don't have to worry about drying it with a heat tool or anything. So we're now actually going to pop it in the folder and emboss it. So again, just slightly smaller there than that folder, just so that I can center it inside. And then we're going to pass that through with those plates again. And all I'm going to do with this one is go back very much to basics and add some of our gilding wax over the top. So we're using a mixture of that water-based polish with the solvent-based gilding wax, and you'll get a really, really nice effect. So again, you know, if you wanted to add the detail using the stencils, just like we've done with the previous demos, but again, I just think in this on its own is absolutely gorgeous. If I just tilt this,
lovely,
can you see all those different colours running through that gilding polish there? But you've got that lovely selection of baubles, and if I just flip it over, you might just be able to pick up the embossing there.
Just beautiful. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it?
It is.
I love it. Every time Jan tilts it one way, Adam goes the other way.
It's
the
not
other
easy,
way. No, the other way.
There's a little bit
it's
there,
very
but you
hard
get the idea
to see
with it.
To see it on the recess.
So what I'm going to do then, I've taken the darkest one of our Pebeo gilding waxes, which is the antique gold, and it's like, I'm telling fibs. That's because I just grabbed one earlier, isn't it? I'm going to say that's not antique gold, that one's antique gold. I was going to say it's like my little pot of chocolate. Just look at that.
Oh.
I get excited every time I open this, it's really sad. And these are my original pots. I have all 5 of the Pebeo colours, and these, none of them have been replaced. And I have been crafting
How long have you been using them?
A long time, Joe. A long time. I bought these when they first came out, and because I knew they'd be great for all the mixed media work. Some of them are used more than others. This is my favourite colour of all, so you can see the difference there, how much has gone out of that one. So this is King Gold, This is actually the antique gold, so I do
Nice.
use this one a lot. It's a really nice sort of what I call a proper gold colour. So we're going to take a little bit of this out of the pot now, and you've seen us use this before. Just tap it off and then keep your finger quite flat. Don't go for the fingertip, keep your finger quite flat, and then I'm going to bring it over those areas that we've embossed. So I'm just going to do the whole thing, and I'm very heavy-handed with this. I always say to you, do it lightly, and I need to take my own advice. Okay, so just where all that embossing is, and it will bring out all those gorgeous baubles that have been embossed through the
So this is the
folder.
water-based gilding polish with then the wax-based
wax
gilding
over the top. They play nicely together.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine they would you?
Because this is dry now, it's just a surface to work on. Yeah, so they play nicely, and this is what I love about all this kind of stuff, Joe. They all play nicely together, so have an experiment. At the end of the day, this is a piece of card. You can get 2 of this size out on an A4 piece of card. It's pennies. So have a play. You know, I would just encourage everybody to emboss it and have a play with what you've got in your stash. And I know from previous, when we've done craft alongs and things, you know, people have not necessarily had what we've been working with on the day, but they've used their own things from the stash, and they've come up with some fantastic designs. So I have rushed that one there. You can take your time at home with it. Just pop.
That silver Pebeo is going to go. There is less than 20 of the silver Pebeo left.
I don't know what it is about the silver.
People love it, and we struggle to keep it in stock.
Yeah.
It's very busy on the website for lots of things at the moment. There's less than 20 of the silver to go around. If it's in your basket, please think about checking it out, because I'll be soon telling you to remove it otherwise. And I don't like doing that. I don't like being the bad news bear.
No, but we used to be the same when I worked in the store, Joe. The silver one always went first. Even if we ordered more of it in proportion to the rest of the colours, it always went first. But you can just see how that's brought that detail out on there and just highlighted it that little bit. And then again, it took a little bit more time over the one at home there. You can just see, and I've just added some gems to the centre of the the baubles there, and mounted it on the black card just to give it that pop. So again, we're going to keep this one really simple. I've made that same size card that we've been using all the way through, but I've scored it again down the middle to fold it back just to make a slightly different style. And then we're going to pop this one on here. And just a top tip, what I've done with this is we started off with matte black card. I've actually layered it onto the black, but then I've layered it onto a piece of the Centura Pearl as well, so that when you open your card, I personally didn't like the black showing here. All right, so it's just, that's a personal thing there. So I only want my adhesive.
How does it take for the waxes and polishes to dry, Annie?
Pretty much instantly. Yeah, they're not a wet product as such, if that makes sense. It's weird, because obviously it needs to be, I don't know what the word is in order for it to spread.
Moist.
But they're not actually wet. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much as soon as you've done them, they actually dry pretty well. And then what I would recommend, particularly with the Pebeo one, what I tend to do here, it's not easy to show you on screen, but looking at this here, this one's much more shiny.
Shiny.
Absolutely much more shiny than this one. And the actual Pebeo wax will buff.
Okay.
So just with that cloth again, literally just, it doesn't rub it off, but it does actually buff up to give you more of a sheen.
If you don't buff it, will you get some residue coming off, like on your envelope and stuff?
Tiny little bit, only if you applied a fair bit of pressure to it, I think. And then I've literally, this time I've gone back to the black, and I've just embossed in gold there, and we're just going to pop that little tiny sentiment. I don't want to cover up too much of the detail on the cards there, so I'm just going to stick this one at the bottom.
This comment will make you laugh, Jan. It's from Lorraine. She says, my grandson has just counted the individual package that came in a giant box from HSN. 34 of them. He ran around the house with his head in his hands asking why. I said, because I can and I want to. Lol, he cracks me up.
Bless. So again, if I flip that one round for you there, you can just see we've got that lovely fold there just to open. Beautiful. And then we've got that design with those baubles and that sheen on that one. So that was just using the embossing folder without the stencil there on that one, Joe.
Okie doke, just the embossing folder on its own. So embossing folders on their own, stencils on their own, embossing folders and stencils together. That means you've got a range of embossing folders, you get a range of stencils, and you get a range of stencils and embossing folders. I mean, the possibilities and the different configurations when it comes to using these is amazing. You get so much craftability, which is why I think we are so busy at the moment. Over a quarter of our launch stock has already gone just in the first hour of this launch day. So your first chance to get your hands on them here at Crafters TV. Let me whiz you back through them again. I will not going to give you the individual items. You'll find them individually across on the website if you want to get them there. It's much busier going for this complete collection, because remember, in the complete collection you're getting that half price shipping in the US as well. So many beautiful ways of using these. No doubt we'll get a craft along planned in soon on these, and also because they are a concept that you are already using, you already know your embossing folders and your stencils, you can do all of those previous techniques with these gorgeous brand new festive collections. £36 or $48. Platinum members looking at £2 an element. I mean, that is unbelievable value for money. Don't forget double points. Don't forget, have we had some more Telfies in? Can we see some more yet? We're going to have a look. Oh, we got some more. Can we see some more? Yes, love this next one. There's loads to put in as well. We're going to show you loads in the next hour. This Betsy here. Oh, Betsy. That's amazing. The Tyrrell girls. Betsy. We've only got a half a face from the Tyrrell girls. But that looks good. Great setup there as well. I think that the Tyrrell girls meant to be working, I think by the looks of it, having a crafty watch. Oh, the lovely Val in Southampton sent us in a Telfie as well. She's got us on the TV. Hi Val. Who else is here? Lorna Jane.
LJ,
look at Lorna Jane's view.
I know.
Oh my word.
Fantastic.
Lorna Jane. I've got envy. It's almost as pretty as that out your window behind you over there, Jan.
It is. It is, yes.
Do you remember we used to have the paddock behind us in the other building? Remember we had that gorgeous paddock with the horse wandering around?
Beautiful.
Outside. That's what it actually looks like for real in Lorna Jane's setup there. So lovely to have so many of you watching us. I want to just share with you some of the other stuff that a lot of you have found online under the Shop the Show. We've got a great blending collection for you with 18 different elements. You've got your squirters, you've also got the blending tool and the refills, and you've got the brayer as well. Spritzers. You've got the two-piece crafting mat collection for you as well, which is, that's what they do. You've got the two-piece crafting mat. If you're going to be doing a lot of spritzing, you better put a mat down first. $14.98 or $22.42 if you want to get your hands on those. Stamping card going to be great. It should be called everything card. It die cuts, it stamps, it embosses beautifully, it takes ink awesomely as well. So definitely grab this. It's going to be perfect to go for that brand new collection. We've also got some tape pens. Now the tape pens, they come in like big wholesale boxes, so you don't ever need to run out again. $35.91 or $53.91 if you want to get the extra strong, or you could go for the dotties if you want to as well. The dotties are available. Here they are, $44.91, $62.55. Glue bogies be gone with those just there. We've got some brilliant texture pastes on the show, which would work beautifully if you were just using the stencils on their own. You've got this one here, which is your deep red. You've got royal gold. You also have copper kettle. Oh, that's a coffee shop near me, the Copper Kettle. You've got frosted blossom. You've got frosted jade. And frosted mink as well. You choose. Loads more for you to check out under the Shop the Show button. The gilding polishes, they've all sold out. All of them gone. I thought, oh my word. You know when I told everyone to check out under that last VT? Well, I didn't mean like check all of the stock of these out. These have gone, apparently. The gilding polishes have gone. Yeah. We had a fair few of those as well. It is really busy out there on the website at the moment. Make sure you get your orders in. I feel like I want these to make a noise for some reason. I don't know why. But they don't. We can pretend. Oh, they sound amazing. Right, Jan, what's next?
Right, we're going to go back again and we're going to go a bit more complex. So I keep flipping backwards and forwards with them. So back to the white stamping card, which I want it to be called all-purpose card because we do all sorts with it. It started out white, and then I've taken my Oasis pigment ink and just use the blending tool to cover that with the turquoise there. Okay, and then we're going to go to those snowflake medleys.
Okie doke.
Yeah, so we're going to go with that one and we're going to use the whole thing again. So we're going to emboss we're going to do a bit of stenciling through the detailed one there, and then we're going to get the texture paste out to do the top layer through that more open level. Okay, so let's get the embossing done first. That can go straight into here. Again, remember the wording on the back means that you've got that the right way up for it to emboss. If you want to deboss, then just flip it over and pop it in the other way. So we're going to center that one in there. We're going to pop that back in that same combination, and I keep flipping my plate over there at the top so that it's not always going through the same way, and pass that through the Gemini. And then I'm going to take that really busy stencil.
Just had a thought, Jane. Who's Jane?
Jane? Do you know, I get called all sorts when I come up here.
Honestly, I called Adam Alex yesterday.
I've been called Debbie, I've been called Bernie.
Oh, that's me normally calling you Debbie, I'm afraid. Could you, for a different effect, could you emboss?
It's all right, James, I don't mind.
Could you emboss the stencil?
Yes.
And would it give you, could you emboss one stencil and then emboss the other stencil and then ink to get a different result than embossing the embossing folder?
If you emboss both of the stencils on the same piece of card, you've got the risk of it flattening the first one. Because putting it back through the machine, the Geminis are so much pressure in there that it would probably flatten the first one. But there's no reason, if you just wanted to use this as an abstract design, or even the more open work ones, you know, that's got the more open detail on, you could actually pop that through. You just need your rubber embossing mat in with your cardstock to emboss. It wouldn't be quite as deep, because these are a 3D folder. We're getting that lovely depth of embossing, and what I call that sort of sculpting effect. It's not just one level of raised embossing. You get that gorgeous sculpting work, and you'll see what I mean with this. We've got background detail in there, and then the actual flakes themselves are just beautiful. So let's pop it through. I have popped it through, haven't I? I've popped it through.
You can put it through again.
We're going to reveal.
Would popping it through a second time do anything, Jan?
You can just see what I mean about those snowflakes really popping out of there now. Okay, so let's pop the folder to one side. I'm going to take the busiest of the two stencils, and we just need to check that we've actually got the right way around. So I've got that big one at the bottom there, which is going to be this way. Okay.
Someone says, Pam Craven says, Jan, Joe's new name is Matt, apparently. Oh, yeah.
Matt. There we go.
Because then me and Craig, when we work together, could be Matt and Laird. I just said Craig. That's tickled Jan.
I like that.
I just said Craig should change his name to Matt. There we go, and that's Matt Laird.
Oh dear, that was like, what was it? My husband always said if we had a boy, he was never going to call him, what was it he used to say? So because my surname's Matt, it couldn't be a Matt, because he'd be Matt Brown.
Matt Brown?
Matt Brown, yeah, like in Matt Brown paint.
My surname, obviously Remblance. My dad wanted to call my brother Remy, R-E-M-Y. Remy Remblance.
Remy Remblance.
Yeah. I know. I don't think it's great. I tell you what though, Dan and Emily, Dan obviously is a presenter down at Crate and Craft, who a lot of you will know. They've got a little boy, his surname's Bancroft, and his little boy's called Barney Bancroft, which is the cutest name.
It suits him as well, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm going to see them in a couple of weeks. I can't get their cheeks a little squeeze.
Right, so all I've done now then is go to the next of the turquoise range. So I've got the parakeet now. And I've got that busiest of the stencils. And
how's
literally,
your little cheeky chappie coming along?
My little cheeky chappie's still at our house at the moment. They're hoping to move in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to miss him like crazy, but honestly, he's just getting to the point now where he's trying to formulate his words.
Is he?
He copies pretty much everything you say to him in sound form.
We've got to be careful now.
And he's almost, but he understands every word you say to him. He really does. And his favourite trick, as soon as he sees Nana coming anywhere, whether I'm coming downstairs, coming through from the kitchen, because my house is all open plan, he races through the lounge and goes and sits in my chair. Climbs up into the chair and sits and then laughs at me because he got there before I did. Yeah, favourite trick. He's a little cheeky monkey, he is. But when you see that you've got all that detail on there, it's just bringing out some of that area that's been embossed. And then what we're going to do for that top layer, I'm going to fasten this one down because we're going to get the texture paste out now. So again, I'm pop a little bit on the back of here, ready to catch that stencil.
40-minute warning, Jan. 40-minute warning.
40-minute warning.
Can I call you June then?
Oh no.
Jane, June.
Maybe I should just have a number.
Expert number 4, please.
Number 4, yeah.
I know what's going on. This is day 6. Leave me alone. Someone will be going up on Sarah's nice list in the next 40 minutes. I'll be having a rummage in my stocking. I'll be pulling out a bauble or a cracker. We'll be getting a name up there, Jan. June, Jane.
June, Jane, however. So again, this one's not on the show today, the Aurora Sparkle, but I know this one sold out the first time I brought it to you, so I know a lot of you guys have actually got this at home. It's got the most gorgeous sort of Aurora Borealis look to it in there, and it is a texture paste. So you've got glitter running through there, and we're going to drag this through to make that top layer of the stencil. So again, I'm going to have to replace mine because I use this one a lot. So again, just like spreading butter on your toast, I'm just going to drag it through those gaps in the stencil. I'm going to leave James over there to do his own thing. Honestly. I come here to work and I have to put up with all sorts of things I do. They're terrible. Again, just try and keep my fingers out of it. I've done well today. So again, dragging it through. And this is going to catch the middle of those snowflakes. Now, the paste does take a little while to dry. I would say probably at least 30 minutes, maybe a wee bit longer. So just make sure that when you've done this, that you pop it somewhere safe and let it dry. So I've got it into all my little spaces, and then I sort of come across the top to grab any surplus off that stencil. And again, the trick that I showed you at the beginning with the wipe onto some scrap card works with your texture paste just like it does with your inks. So again, you could actually create like a ghost image with that lovely sparkle paste as well. So I'm going to leave it there for now. And then I did this at home to let it dry so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I'm just going to get rid of that extra. I don't like wasting any of this because it's gorgeous stuff. Pop that all back in the pot. Get that sealed up out of the way. And what we're going to do now then is just gently lift this away to reveal that detail underneath there. And then ideally at home I would pop this into some water just so that it doesn't set on your stencil, but I'll clean that up in a second. I'm just going to spritz it with some water and I'll clean that up in a second. But you can see now how we've got, when I actually pick this one up for you, we've got the middle of those snowflakes there all done with that lovely sparkly, absolutely beautiful. And you get sort of a certain depth with the texture paste as well on top. So if I bring in the one that I did at home, it dries and you've got a little bit of that colour coming through as well. So you can just see there how it's picked up that lovely sort of sparkly effect on it. All right, beautiful. So let's just clean this off. And it wouldn't be a Jan show if I didn't chop something up, would it, Joe?
Absolutely.
You know
not.
me, I'm always into doing this and then chopping something up. So what I'm going to do with this one, pop all those to one side.
We haven't seen your imaginary heat tool today, have we?
I did very quickly, Herbie. It was that quiet, you never noticed,
I didn't
James,
hear
honestly.
it. I think that's what it was.
So, I actually measured this at 6 3/4 inches. I'm going to cut it into 3 panels to make that triptych effect. So at 6 3/4, it's going to come down to 2 1/4 inch panels, and literally cut it straight through that long edge. 2 1/4 again, and I've got 3 panels then that are exactly the same. So we've got that lovely sort of design there. So what I've done at home is I've prepped my card blank, and I've actually got the landscape version this time. This one would go either way, to be honest. This is a piece of white glitter card from one of our older collections, and then I've taken some turquoise as the matten layer, and we're going to pop these across the middle and then stick these ones on like so. So I've just got a little bit of sticking to do, Joe.
Okie doke. Lots of people talking about funny names. Joy, the lovely Joy in New York, says, Joe, I have a friend named Candy Cane.
That's brilliant.
And one called Gargus Purdy. Gargus. Like gorgeous, but with an A. Gargus. Gargus Purdy.
Yeah.
What an interesting name. Susie T says, my best friend in elementary school was called Kim Rick. Her dad was Richard Rick. We used to call him Rick Squared. Love that.
That's brilliant.
Jenny Briggs says, I was going to call my oldest daughter Kirsty, and our surname was Curtis. My dad said, you can't call her Kirsty Curtis, so we called her Donna Curtis in the end. And Lena's saying, don't worry, Joe, I was daughter at work for 3 years until my boss remembered my name was Lena. 3 years.
Right.
Gosh, well, you can only let it go on so long, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, where was I? Something similar happened to me somewhere, you know. I think it was on a holiday somewhere, Jan. And you know when you meet people on holiday and they call you the wrong name? I forget what they called him, like Barry or something for a week, I can't remember. But they kept getting it wrong so many times that in the end I just stopped correcting them.
Well, it's weird because you guys out there will know, you'll appreciate this. My DPD driver, who brings all my lovely Crafters Companions parcels, for so long I thought they called him Darren, because I used to get an email from them saying, Darren will drop your parcel at such and such a time, which was really helpful. And one day I actually spoke to him and I called him Darren. He went, I'm not really called Darren, I'm called Sean. And I've been calling him Darren for
why did it say Darren?
Apparently it was Darren that sent out the schedule with all the emails and everything. So he used to have his name on it for some reason. I says, I do apologise. I'd been calling him that for the best part of a year. And I thought, and now obviously no, it's short, which is nothing like Darren. I felt really silly, honestly.
Well, it's not your fault. It said on the email, Darren's going to be doing your parcel.
Yeah. So literally, I'm just going to pop, because I'm going onto the glitter card again, a little bit of the wet glue just soaks into that glitter card. Even though I've got the tape on there, I'm just going to add a little bit of wet on the back of there as well. And then I'm going to line up the two outside ones first. I'm going to go in this corner with a little border. And then I need to take... Now, you spoke about the foam tape earlier, Joe. I'm hoping it's not going to let me down.
Oh, come on, don't let Jan down.
1, 2, 3.
Got a lot of garden telfies coming in, Jan. We'll see them. So I love getting a look in people's back garden, don't you?
I don't blame them. You get into trouble for that, you know, Joe.
What, peeking in people's back garden?
Yeah, peeking.
Oh, I'm a right curtain twister, Jan, at home. And the other thing is, because my building's here, like in the studio, Jan.
Yeah.
So my windows are here, and the next building on the other side of the street, their windows are where you are.
All right.
So I can see right in, absolutely every meticulous detail they get up to, whether they've watered their plants, if they've plumped their cushions on the sofa. Honestly, I can see it all.
I think my little applicator needs refilling, so we'll just, mind you, this one didn't work.
I always stand in my window pretending to water my plants, having a good look what all the neighbours are
just having a nosy across the way, honestly.
It's funny how you get used to like city living and being so close.
See, I'd find that really weird.
Maybe it's a little bit further. Maybe it's the space again, half again between us. But yeah, certainly no bigger than the width of the studio.
So I'm going to go right to the other end with this one and do that with the same border, and then it shows you how much you've got left to centre that middle one. So just bear with me while we get this last bit of tape off, and then I've just got a sentiment somewhere and a little decoration. So honestly, it did start out life as foam on a roll.
It was foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll. It was.
Jan, got a bit of a voice on you there, haven't you? I love it. You a bit of a singer, Jan?
Oh, it's a secret one.
Are you?
In my car and in my shower, yeah.
Right. What's your favourite song to belt out on your own in the car?
In the car, you believe this or not, I am actually a rock chick.
Are you?
Yeah, so I've usually got the rock music on, driving home at night.
Any particular faves?
Any particular what?
Faves.
Faves. I follow a band called Shinedown.
Right.
Which are an American band.
Adam's all about that.
Adam's saying yes. I've seen them live, Adam. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so my alter ego is a bit of a rock chick, yeah.
Wow.
So driving home, so to aircon blasting and, yeah, the rock music. Singing my head, I'm usually hoarse by the time I get home. I'm usually singing my head off. Bearing is usually late when I get home. I have to keep myself awake. So by the time I've been singing all the way home. So there we go.
I thought Adam was like a country boy at heart. I thought country music fan. I thought, I could see him in his cowboy hat and his boots, doing a bit of line dancing.
So I'm just going to pop a sentiment in there as well. I I missed that. What happened then?
I was just doing my impression of line dancing.
Yeah, was that it? Oh, it's not sticking on me glitter. I'll sort that out in a second. And then literally I've just cut a little snowflake there because we were looking at the snowflake theme, just to go as an embellishment. It doesn't need a lot of detail. Okay, and then again, if I turn that round for our Adam, there we go. Just showing you again something different that you think, you know, not necessarily start out life as a 7x5 embossing folder, and again using that lovely texture paste just to add some shimmer to there.
Really gorgeous, and of course you can do all of these different techniques with any one of these incredible new embossing folders. The value though when you go for the whole collection is absolutely off the chart. So let's take you through them again. You can go for the one with the snowflakes. Remember, in every single one of here you're getting that incredible 3D embossing folder and both of those stencils in there as well. The next one you've got here is the gorgeous baubles or ornaments, decorations as it's called. You've got the wonderful one with the skyline there as well, and Santa flying his sleigh across there. You've got the bells here too. You're going to get the candles in there. I love this one. I can imagine a choir singing when I look at this. I don't know why. And then of course you are going to get the gorgeous poinsettia in there too. Amazing value when you consider you're getting 2 stencils and an embossing folder with each of these. A third of our launch stock has now sold out and gone, so you will need to be quick for them. Remember as well that we're only holding that half price shipping and handling for the event, so make sure you snap it up whilst you've got the half price shipping and handling. Anything else that you pop in your basket along with this item as well will also remain half price shipping, which is awesome, and you're going to get double points. And it's your half an hour warning, someone's going up on Sarah's nice list as well. In fact, why don't I give you another opportunity to check out those baskets? Whilst you do that, here's all the details on US shipping.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there on how to shop and Club Inspire. I don't know where I got the idea we were going to do US shipping from. Anyway, lots of you still chatting away with us as well. Keep getting your comments in because don't forget to keep getting your comments in because of course one of you is going to win a place on Sarah's nice list. Every single show we're going to be popping a name up there. Right, one of you is going to win £75 or dollars worth of amazing things as well. Shall we have a look at some more Telfies? Carol Coe is teasing us here. She's got a Magnum. What flavour is it? I can't see. A white chocolate Magnum. Shut the front door. Shut the freezer door, Carol Co. That's teasing, that is. I love a white Magnum, don't you, Jan?
I love any kind of Magnums.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the one.
Magnum PI?
Is it the nutty ones, Magnum PI. I used to in Minnie's day, yeah. Yeah.
Hilda's. I always say Hilda's from Tesco. She's not. She's from Texas. I keep getting the two confused. If she was in Tesco, she could get us a white Magnum.
Oh,
Hilda looking gorgeous there. Karen Fishin, what a glamazon. Sending us in that picture there as well. So lovely to put names to faces, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? We're used to seeing the names, but it is really nice to see everybody.
It really is. Here's the gorgeous Mary from Northern Ireland as well. Oh, we're also going to say Ohio to Sam, who is in Ohio there as well. I love Jeanette. Jeanette is like, if I was doing a telfie, Jeanette would do what I was doing. Jeanette has done a telfie, but also done portrait mode as well at the same time. That is me. We are cut from the same cloth, Jeanette. Oh. She's from Scotland, that says it there as well. Right, I know we don't have that long left. 25 minutes till someone is getting up on Sarah's nice list. What would you like to do next, Jam?
Right, we're going to do the festive candle now, and I will apologise because I did prep 6, but the way time's going, I don't think we're going to get all 6 in. So I've left out the bells, but I do know that if you didn't catch it this morning, our Craig demoed the bells on Wake Up Call. So that's covered all of them then. So I'm going to do the festive candle one now. And I've gone back to the black cardstock, and this time we're actually going to use some of our metallic inks, which are the Midas range, which are available on the show. So I've got a selection of those out, and we're going to go back to that original design now. So I'm going to emboss first, and then just to finish off, we're going to show you how to use them with the stencils. So again, in there, with the text on the back so that we've got it the right way round, glass plate, magnetic shim, folder and cardstock, and then that plastic shim. That one's really important that you don't put that second glass plate. Now I'm just going to move my cup of coffee before we end up having an accident through the Gemini.
Debbie had a bit of an accident the other night with her, you know, the big bowl of sponge applicators.
Yeah.
Oh, she had that behind. Absolutely everywhere.
I just realised that
for a couple of weeks, Debbie. You know, she saved all her Debbie up and gave it to us over 3 shows. All the,
saved it for you,
2 weeks worth of Debbieisms we'd missed. She squeezed them all into 3 shows.
Bless her.
The second 2 days, she said she was going to behave.
I've not known Debbie behave very often.
Me neither.
Honestly, I've known her a while now. Again, I'm just going to put that tape on the back ready. And again, you've got 2 of your stencils. So we've got sort of some open work on the candle that catches part of it and the main part of the bow. And then the second one has got the other part of the candle and then the holly and the decorative parts around that bottom spray. So we're going to use the most open one first. And again, I'm going to line this up over, I know it's on the black again, and I apologise. It will pop out once we've done the embossing. So I'm just going to line it up over that detail again. And I've got my piece of tape just at the side here to stick it down. And I'm going to start out with the rose satin. Okay, so let me just find some blending tools and their little box there. I've got some that I've used for the metallic.
Julie's not happy, Jan.
Who's not happy?
Julie's not happy. She says, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. She's putting her comment.
Oh no.
Hubby's just come home from work and I've told him not to talk to me until 5 when you finish. Is that naughty of me? Well, no, I don't think so. He's only got another 25 minutes or so to wait.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Lock the craft room door, Julie, if you need to.
So if you want to actually mask this up again, as I say, just the masking tape to mask out some of the areas, because I only want pink in the centre here, and then I'm going to use green on the ferns. But I know time's ticking away, so I'm just going to go for it and try and be careful. So I just want pink in the candle area here. So we've got a little bit down, and the metallic inks look beautiful on that black card. So again, just to push that through with the blending tool into those little gaps. I'm going to do the flame as well, just on there. Okay, and then I'm going to swap my ink to the amethyst. Okay, and we're going to do the bow at the bottom with the amethyst. So have I got it? Yes, I've got an amethyst. I like to try and keep my sponges to the colours, just so that you don't contaminate the ink pads. So again, for the bottom part here, we're going to come through with that gorgeous sort of purpley shade there.
Really lovely colours here. Look, these look gorgeous on black cardstock, don't they? I mean, they're just stunning.
It does. They show up. You get the metallic effects show up on the black card. You'll just get more of the colour on a white card. So then we've got jade green, and I think most of these are available on your show. And I'm going to do the fern elements in the green.
Not too late to get your last selfies into us if you want to before the end of the show. studio@crafterscompanion.com. We've got a few more still to show, Jan. I've loved seeing everyone today.
It's really nice, as I say, isn't it, to put faces to the names. We read out the names of people commenting all the time, and I hope everybody's remembered to comment, Joe, because we've got to do that draw at the end, haven't we?
Oh, not long now. 20
Not
minutes.
long.
20-minute warning. Ooh, ooh. That's the klaxon. 20-minute klaxon.
Oh, I did wonder. I thought I was going to have to come and bail you out then, Joe. I thought you got something stuck.
Right, you don't need to come and give me the Heimlich just yet. It's fine. 20 minutes until we'll be getting a name up on Sarah's nice list, and someone will be winning a bauble or a cracker, which is going to be rummaged from my stocking. My stocking's getting a little bit depleted, to be honest, Jan.
Nothing worse.
It was overflower for when we started the event on Sunday night.
Honestly.
Now, I mean, we're sort of coming down to the, we're kind of down to the ankle or the Achilles now, I would say. I mean, we're going to be to the arch by the time we get to the weekend, I reckon.
So you can see how that's picked up. I was a little bit off with my stencil just on that one side there. And then we're going to use the other part of the stencil and bring in now some of those other colours. So I'm going to do the rest of the candle in the silver. Whoops. Just try and get it lined up. As I say, you won't have to rush at home, so you'll have more time to spend on it. And I'm going to come back with the silver now. And I'm just literally using it like a little sponge now. Okay. Just for speed, and we're going to fill in those other layers now, which is going to give you the effect on your candle itself. And then I'm also going to do the holly in the leaves there, which, you know, could be green, but we've got the green fern, so, you know, artistic license. If you want silver holly leaves, absolutely fine.
Pam hasn't got a selfie, but she's got a picture of the crafty neighbours in her back garden on Monday. We'd love to see that, Pam. Send it in to us, studio@crafterscompanion.com. Why can't we see it? Oh, but she has permission, I'm sure. Have you got permission to share it, Pam? If you have, then it's fine.
So I'm just going to take
They were
off
in
that
Pam's back
excess.
garden. If they're in Pam's back garden, I'm sure she knows them well enough to share their picture. I mean, she just doesn't... Well, you got visions of Pam just having, you know, any Tom, Dick or Harry around in her back garden, Georgina. Honestly.
And then again, I'm going to go back to my actual metallic pens. Now, this area is on the stencil, but I'm going to pick out these lovely sort of ribbon elements with the metallic pens just to complement it. So literally, just bring this in. And I am rushing a bit here. You can take much more time than this at home. So the pens just glide over the top of that embossed area there, just to follow it round. It's bringing out the colour there, that purple. And then with this one, what I thought I would do is that bow to me lent itself to be cut out and again decoupaged up on top. So I just popped a piece of scrap black in that was big enough to catch the bow, and I actually embossed it for a second time and just fussy cut the bow out with my little scissors, and we're going to layer those up to create a little bit of dimension on it again.
Nice.
So just to fill...
This would work beautifully with your metallic pencils, wouldn't it, this technique as well?
Yes, yeah, or if you bought the acrylic markers, you could line them with those.
Metallic pencil's going to be in that 3-hour cartload special, myself and Leanne, in 2 hours and 20-minute times. You can get them for £1 or $1. You buy the black cardstock, you get the metallic pencils for £1 or $1, Jan.
Wow.
Wow.
That's nearly as good as the colour blends the other week, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you can see the one I've just done here very quickly, and then I've done the same at home. I had a little bit of the gilding wax on the candle there, and I've mounted it on some, matte and layered it on some silver glitter card there just to enhance that metallic effect. And then I've actually for this one made an easel design to pop this one on. So again, I've just made a background with some of the inks. So I've used the purple inks in there and a little bit of black ink in there. And again, just take the back off there. And we'll pop that one in the bottom there like so.
That background is awesome, Jan.
I love making backgrounds, Joe. It's one of my favourite things to do. I love playing with the inks and the other mediums just to make, you know, something that started out as a piece of white card and then ended up as something totally different. I didn't want to go for pattern paper on this with it being the metallic inks. I wanted to sort of draw it in. And then I've just used some of the scraps that were left to make my piece to go across there, which could do with some little foam pads. We'll risk a few right at the end, shall we? Just to pop on there, just so that we've got that stopper. So 1, 2, we'll not go mad, we'll not tempt fate, we'll just put 3 on there. Okay, and then this one is going to stick on the front here. So yeah, I think I put some tape on that one at the ready.
I love how they are big enough that if you were batch making cards, Jan, this is enough, isn't it? You don't need to add anything else.
You don't need to go mad with it, no. So again, just to leave that white border round there. Okay. And then obviously, because we want that stopper, we're going to pop this one underneath. So I just need to make sure that my foam pads are behaving. Oh, we're okay.
Georgine, did we do card of the show early in the earlier show? Oh, I don't know what happened to. Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay. I found it.
And then I'm just going to place this one so that we can stand up our card. I will turn it round in a second. So just get that one across the bottom there. And then again, I've stamped out a sentiment.
Teresa doesn't know how she could possibly be asked to pick which one of these creations is the best, Jan.
Oh, that's a nice compliment. And again, like I said, I've just popped some scrap through, embossed again, and just cut out that little bow and added a little bit of embellishment. And I think I'm going to use a bit of my 3D collal just to pop that on the front there. I've just shaped it a little bit with my fingers to give it a bit of dimension. And then we'll just pop a blob of that in each side there and pop that one on the front there. So again, you can take elements of it out. So when I stand that one up, and you can just see there again, just a different way of using them, but it's still been that focal point on the card.
Really awesome. Should we do card of the show, Jan, do you think?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. I'm going to show you a few samples first. Then we'll do card of the show and then I'll take you back through the boards, everything you're getting. But some really, really gorgeous finished samples here that have been created by our design team. And you can see just how awesome they are. Again, if you prefer to go more bold, you want to go bling, you want to go inky, you want to create concept cards, you've got the options for doing all of those different things. I mean, that one is totally blingalicious, isn't it, with all of the glitter in there as well. Then you've got a poinsettia there too, which is fantastic. Right, demo of the show then, Jan?
Pardon?
Demo of the show, you all good?
Yes, I can do that.
Fabulous. I don't know how we're going to choose.
I don't know how we're going to choose. Bless you. Right, so we did 5 during the show, and then I've got one last one because I said I had done all 6, but we might not get the whole demo finished, but I will show you the technique with the stencil. So we started the top of the show then with the tent style with those poinsettias, so that was just the inks on that one, and I used the opaque ink, so that's number 1. Then we went to the other end of the scale and did some 3D work with that lovely over the rooftops. So that was number 2 with Santa and his reindeers flying by. Number 3, we didn't actually use the stencils, we just highlighted the embossing on the folder with some gilding wax. So that was number 3. Number 4 was the texture paste through that last part of the stencil. And then we chopped it up because I like chopping things up. And then the last one was that lovely candlelit scene with those Midas metallic inks on the black card there. So that was number 5.
Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. The choice is yours. Yes, get your votes in. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. I'll quickly whiz you back through the 6 brand new collections that you are getting in here. So you're going to get the wonderful snowflakes, those beautiful baubles as well in there. Then of course you've got the rooftop scene. Remember, you're getting an embossing folder and 2 stencils in each. I can hear the bells. Those are the bells just there. And then we have here as well the candle, and you've got the poinsettias. I need to let you know that approaching 40% of our brand new launch stock has sold out and gone. It is incredibly busy out there at the moment. If you want the half price postage, if you shipping and handling, if you want of course the double points, then you need to get your orders in whilst we are in our event. Right, Jan, it's going to be a jam-packed end to the show. We've got card of the show to announce, and I'm going to be able to rummaging in my stocking as well to find a prize for whoever's going up on Sarah's nice list.
Right, so I want to just see if we can fit this one in. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to work with the folder and the stencil. So again, another piece of white stamping card that started out life in my pack as white, and again I've been mopping up those lovely inks, and this time we've got a combination of pink tulip, there's a little bit of fuchsia in there, which is the middle one, and plum jam. So just to make the background to start with, and then I'm going to ink over the top of it. So we're going to go back to that basic with the ink again. So I'll move all my bits to one side. We're going to pop this in the folder again, exactly the same as what we've been doing all the way through. And just for a benefit of anybody that's just joined us, I do tend to cut my card a wee bit smaller. So your folders are 5 by 7, but I tend to cut my card stock 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, just so that it fits inside there nicely. Layer it up, pop it through the Gemini, and then we're going to work with those 2 stencils, and we're going to work with those 2 inks. So almost like monochrome effect with this one. And I'm going to bring the silver back in as well, the Midas ink. So let's just take that one out. If I have time, I'll pop it together, because I did put this one on top of a box. If not, we've just got the technique there to show you. So again, it's not easy to see, but let me do the ink work so that it brings it out for you. So I'm going to start off with this particular one, which has got like the underneath parts of the bow and then some of the pattern on the bell. So again, I do tend to stick them down so that they don't move. So a little bit of tape under the back, and then just look through it as to where your detail is, and then line it up with that embossed detail, and then grab that piece of tape. So what we're going to do now then is go back to the pink. I'm going to grab another blending tool, and I'm going to take the lighter one first and literally go over the top of what we've actually done. And you might think, well, it's not going to show up, but you'd be surprised, because I only want the lighter colour in certain areas, then we're going to jump right to the darker colour for the rest of it to bring out the detail. So again, I'm just picking up the ink and popping that through that stencil. And this is how they were actually designed to work, but what I've tried to show you throughout the show is that there are lots of different ways to use them. Again, just be mindful when you've got those little pieces of stencil that are loose, not to actually drag them out of place.
Okie doke. Very, very busy now as we move towards the end of the show. Lots of you making your mind up, lots of you checking out your baskets as well. Can't wait to see all of the awesome things that you're going to be able to create when you've got the time. They really are a stunning set of 3D embossing folders with the addition of those stencils, which really just gives you something quite unlike anything we've really done before when it comes to our Christmas collections, Jan.
Yeah, it is different. I think stencils are definitely making a comeback. I know I've done a lot of work with them this year, and again, they're a great addition to have in your stash. So I've just flicked that over to the second stencil, and we'll use the other side of that one, and then this one's going to show up much darker and give you some kind of, again, it's almost creating like movement, that your design's not flat. So just by adding the inks in there in the relevant places and layering it up, we're going to give that sort of effect that it's not a flat piece of card. And then you've got the alternate sort of pattern on here. So again, if we pick that up with the other ink, it's going to go where the first one didn't, if that makes sense. Okay. So again, I'm going really quick. I've got one that I did at home, and I did add a bit of silver in it at home, but just to give you the idea there, you can see how those lovely bells are starting to take shape. So if I actually bring you the one in that I added some silver onto here, much, much deeper, worked a bit longer on it, yeah, and not actually sort of rushed it. So again, you know, you can see where I've added the silver into there, and it's created the effect, you know, that the darker elements and then the lighter elements on the bow there. So what we'll do, seeing as we've just got a couple of minutes, I did actually intend to pop this onto the top of a box this time, just to show you know that if you like to make the gift boxes, then these will work for those as well. So seeing as we've got a few minutes left, we'll use the one that I've done and we'll pop that on the top of there. I've already got the base put together for you. So this is just slightly smaller than the top of the box there. It's about 1/8 of an inch all the way around there. And I've matted it again onto some silver satin Marie card there, just to give that, pick up that silver in the front. And then again, if we take the tape, the liner off the tape, whoops, and pop that together. It's like speed crafting, isn't it? There we go. Nearly there. And then I've just got a little bit of embellishment again. So I did the bottom half. We've got the bottom of the box there as a gift box, bit of pink tissue or silver tissue in there. I've got a nice bright silver gem there to go in the center of the bow, just to pop that one on there, just to jazz it up again, because I like a bit of bling. And again, one last little sentiment, and in my stash I've got some tiny little bells. Can you hear them, Joe?
Giant, massive bells to tiny bells.
Yeah, little tiny ones. So I thought we'd just pop those on there as well, just as an extra embellishment. So I'm just going to pop that again. I don't want to cover up too much of the design, but we'll just pop that on the side there. Okay, and just let that one settle on there. So again, really, really quick. I apologise for the speed on that one, but
really
it just
awesome.
gives you another idea there of using it on your gift boxes as well as your cards.
It does indeed. Should we have a look at the last of our Telfies that we've got sent in, Jan? I think we should, don't you? Because it's been so lovely seeing everyone's faces.
It's really nice to see people.
It has.
Yeah?
Maeve has sent us this one in just here. There she is. Watching you do some creating there.
Yep.
So nice to see Maeve. Oh, Amanda Pigeon, look, is out enjoying
another one
the
in
sun
the garden, yeah.
in glorious splendour. Sandra, she says, not good at this Telfie malarkey. She's upside down.
Bless you, Sandra. That's brilliant.
Amazing. Right, card of the show is number 5, Jan. Card of the show is number 5.
Number 5 was the last one, wasn't it?
Surprised
the black
me.
one, yes. So that's that one. Thank you very much, guys. So that's the Easel one with those lovely Midas metallic inks on there.
There you are. Right, I'm going to rummage in my stocking in just a second. It is getting a bit low, my stocking now.
Is it?
We've got some more places to go, of course, for the whole of the rest of the event. I'll quickly whiz you back through what you're getting included. Make sure you check out your baskets. It's exceptionally busy over on the website. So in the larger collection, remember, this is the one that gives you half price shipping and handling. You've got snowflakes, you're getting the baubles, that amazing skyline, the bells are coming in there. You, of course, are going to get the candle, and you're going to get the perfect poinsettias in there as well. Right, the time has come, Jan. I'm going to have a rummage.
You're going to have a rummage.
Indeed. Do we fancy a bauble or a cracker? What would you like to see come out of my stocking?
It's got to be a cracker.
A cracker?
A cracker, hasn't it?
All right. Let's see then. Right. It is a cracker.
Oh, look at this. I can't wait.
And it's number 20. Number 20.
Right.
And it's going to be 75, at least £75 or dollars. Oh, my cracker's gone a bit floppy. Oh. It's broken, look. Someone's... Oh, it's not even got any crack in it. I'll save that there. Number 20, the winner, over £75 or dollars worth of crafting goodies. And it's going to... Betsy Black! Betsy Black, you are the winner.
Well
Make sure you email us prizes@crafterscompanion.com. Prizes@crafterscompanion.com. You are number 12 on Sarah's nice list. How amazing! That's the real win, isn't it? Is being on that list, a very esteemed list of amazing crafters. Loads more chances. If you've not been selected yet, it's not too late. I mean, we're only about, where are we today? Thursday. It's really about halfway through, actually. This is the halfway point of our festive Club Inspire event. And also, there's going to be some extra ones drawn out in the roundup show on Sunday. Don't forget, we're not only not done for the day, we are far from done for the day here on Crafters TV. Myself and Leanne are with a 3-hour Leanne Cartload special. There's goodie bags, there's amazing deals, there's metallic pencils for £1 or $1. I mean, you're not going to want to miss that. Jan, can I say it was a pleasure to launch these with you. When are you back with us?
You are welcome. I am back next Wednesday with yet another launch. All right, Sarah Signature coming up, yes.
Oh.
And then I'm here for Creative Cravings again on Wednesday. So I will see you in just under a week.
Just under a week?
Just under a week.
That'll be with me, Jan.
Yes, it will.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic. What a treat.
J&J again.
The Double J show.
Yep.
Right, it's been amazing, guys. Don't forget to check out your baskets. So busy on these brand new embossing folders with the corresponding stencils as well. Make sure you check out your baskets. It's your 2-hour drill before we have that amazing 3-hour cartload later as well. Remember, we'll be putting another name up on Sarah's nice list as well. So you want to be in a chance, come and have a little bit of a chatter and a natter and a gossip with me. It's my last show of the week, and then you get a 4-day break from me, be pleased to know. But make sure you join us back here. So 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. East Coast time, which is 11 a.m. across on the West Coast. We're going to go and air ourselves off outside, aren't we, Jan? My, oh my, is it sticky. We'll see you back here in a couple of hours. Take care.